Another sexually violent predator is set to be released in San Diego County. Joseph Bocklett is a three-peat offender who has pleaded guilty of lewd crimes on children ranging in age from 5 to 9 years old. Residents in Pauma Valley are not happy with the plan to release him in their community. And joining us to talk about that proposed release is County Supervisor Jim Desmond. Supervisor Desmond, good to talk with you tonight about an unfortunate subject.
Yeah, Ginger, I wish we had a more uplifting subject to talk about here, but it's unfortunate, they're letting this three-time offender, first of all, out of jail, and his crimes have been, like you said, kids from 5 to 9, and he's done this 3 times. It's very, very horrific, but tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., there's going to be a hearing, and it's kind of a first of its kind hearing. It's going to be a Zoom hearing that people can call in. And during the hearing, the judge is going to hear from people in the community. I'm going to be speaking. We're going to have a chairman from 4 of the tribes nearby, many of the community members. So people could call in and be heard. This is the phone number is, I'll give it 346-248-7799. And the meeting starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We need to have the voices heard. This guy, he's a sexually violent predator, and that's reserved for people who've been diagnosed with a mental disorder. Chelsea King's father has contacted our office. He is also going to be calling in because he lost his daughter to a sexually violent predator years ago here in San Diego County. Doesn't want to see that happen again, and the people of Pauma Valley certainly don't want to see that happen either.
Yeah, I know. I've done a report a couple of weeks ago. I was flooded with response from community members saying anything from I'll have to keep my kids inside to I'm selling my property and leaving. I mean, the gamut of reactions. I know you had a town hall a couple of weeks ago. What were the residents telling you then?
Well, the same things is why do we have to adapt to this person, and I have grandchildren that come and visit or I have children that living. We identified, I think, about 17 children within a half-mile radius. There's this elementary school 3/4 of a mile away, 3 miles away. There's a trailhead that families use that's just down the street. So it's people just don't think they should have to adjust to that. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the kind of the most compelling things I heard from one of the tribal chairmen was, we've pushed the Indians as far out as we can, and now we're putting our sexually violent predators out next to them. And I think that was very telling and something that is an egregious act that we should not be putting this guy out there next to the tribes at all.
So tomorrow morning, the court is going to hear potentially from residents. I've been in some of these court cases and the judge has discretion. Sometimes they say, nope, I'm not going to listen to residents, and sometimes they do listen to the residents. How do you think it's going to go tomorrow?
Well, I'm not sure. This is all new, I guess, and we're hoping that the Zoom and everything works for this because and that they're allowing people to call in. I'm hoping, and that, we're telling a compelling story. This isn't just, out in the boonies, out in the middle of nowhere. This is in a neighborhood, and there's children nearby, and like I said, the trailheads. There's a retail nursery right next door. So what we're going to try to do is paint the picture of this community as a family community, which is what it is, and that this guy is not wanted. People are not going to be walking past, want to go walk past the house or anything like that, and so. It's I think we've got a compelling story to tell, and we're hoping the judge is sympathetic to it. Judges, just like supervisors, we've got certain guidelines that we have to stay in and abide by state law, which I'm sure the judge will be doing that. But I think if we can convince him that this is a family neighborhood and not a place for a sexually 3-time repeat offender. Violent predator.
Well, and the other issue here is the oversight on how much money is being spent. This is a property that doesn't have a worth over $2,300 a month, and yet we, the taxpayers, are paying $4,300 a month. So we're paying $2,000 more to the owner of this home to have this sexually violent predator, staying there. There needs to be some sort of oversight. That's what I keep hearing from residents. I mean, what can we as voters and taxpayers do about this?
Well, we used to have a 3 strikes and you're out law, and that was repealed. Primarily because a lot of people are just, repeat drug users were falling into that. But this guy should have been kept in that. A 3-time repeat offender on children should be in jail for life, as far as I'm concerned. Calling in is one good thing. The guy's going to have an ankle bracelet on him. But I'll tell you what, the house that he's going to be put in, this landlord is just in it for the money. It's not there. It's an absentee landlord, lives in another state. In September, this house was busted, and it was a meth lab and marijuana growing operation. And so they removed all these drugs just in September. So this landlord obviously doesn't care about the community, just wants to collect the money, and which is very unfortunate, because the neighbors and the people, they're just trying to raise families and live their lives, but now they're going to have to adjust to a sexual predator in their neighborhood.
All right, so folks, you have the opportunity. You saw the number. It's right there. If you want to participate in the courtroom, it's tomorrow morning. So have your voices be heard if you're not okay with this. Supervisor Desmond, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Ginger. Thanks for highlighting this item here as well. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Anytime.